Last week was not fun. We didn't sustain a full moon pop. I did lose money. We did lose the battle. But are we losing the war? Just look at the caption on the photo on the screen. We simply need to go back to the drawing board. I know I am. I'm going to be improving my skills. And you know I'm going to be ready for the AMC squeeze on the moon phase. Kenny wants us to give up. They want us to lose momentum. They want us to get emotional. They want us to fold. But I'm pretty sure this last few months have proven that there are truly diamond hands in this play. And we're about to watch this clip of Kenny. And let's just kind of do a little psychoanalysis on him. Okay, so we all seen this video, but I just want to point out, look at him. He's bigger than ever. He almost looks nervous about the questioning. If you guys didn't see that other video about Ken Griffin, I had a lot of clips of him. He's always excited to talk. He's always excited to do interviews, but now I feel like this is like a cleanup job, right? But yeah, just look at his body language. Look at his eyes right here, right before this question. It's like he's super nervous right off the bat. Look.
What's the overall thinking on these retail investors?
You see the way he looked away real fast?
What's the overall
it's like, oh,
thinking
shit.
on these retail investors, though? Are they back? Was it a black swan? Is it something?
You mean the whole sort of meme stock phenomenon that got Gabe in trouble in GameStop last year?
Yeah.
You mean the whole meme stock phenomenon that got Gabe in trouble last year? Why is he bringing up Gabe? Is this what he tells his clients? Is he trying to deflect a little bit with that one? I mean, why did he have to bring up Gabe right there?
The whole sort of meme stock phenomenon that got Gabe in trouble in GameStop?
That got Gabe in trouble. You mean that got all you guys in trouble, including yourself?
Last year?
Yeah.
Look at the way he went like this when he said that. Like, just check out his body language. He is not feeling this conversation.
Sort of meme stock phenomenon that got Gabe in trouble in GameStop last year?
Yeah.
Why are you stuttering? Ken is a smooth talker. He is a Libra. That's air energy. This guy never stutters when he talks. Watch that video where I had a lot of interviews, clips of Ken. He is very strategic about what he says, and he gets very nervous about talking about the meme stocks.
It's probably a moment in time. You know, replay the history. You've got this enormous stimulus program from the federal government, sending checks to...
Deflecting, okay? It's not because you heavily shorted stocks. It's because the government was giving out money, right?
To tens of millions of American households. And a fair number of those households did not need the cash. They put it into the stock market. And people were looking for connection. They were looking for...
More like the economy was shit and nobody could work because of the pandemic. And, of course, it made sense to start investing our money.
For somebody to be involved in. You had the rise of the Wall Street bets and the whole Reddit phenomena. And I don't want to say our stock market devolved into entertainment, but there was certainly an entertainment.
Is it not entertaining for you? Are you not having fun?
Dimension that came into play with money that was in some sense just dropped out of the skies into people's wallets.
Just like how money drops into your wallets because of delay order flow and shorting stocks that you don't have to pay taxes on.
And they took a run at the stock market.
And we've got you. We got you. Notice how he brought up GameStop and AMC. He didn't talk about any other stock, but GameStop and AMC. Take note of the order. Take note of the two stocks he just talked about. Me personally, I'm in GameStop. I am AMC, and I hope you are too.
Dozens of other meme stocks. I'd like to think it was a moment in time.
Oh, look at it. Look at his lip jitter when he said, I like to think it's a moment of time. Like he knows it's not a moment of time. Look at his body language when he said that.
Other meme stocks. I'd like to think it was a moment in time. I'd like to think that's the case. It's not how capital...
But it's not. He knows it.
...information works best. And frankly, a lot of it came from a place that I don't think it was very healthy, which is like let's try to take a firm like Melvin and put them into bankruptcy.
Just like you wanted to take AMC and put it into bankruptcy?
Like, great. So you basically help wipe out the pension plans of teachers. You feel good about that? It's not Gabe's money that you're taking down. You're taking down the money for a pension plan that belongs to a teacher.
This just makes me sick because this is how he sells it to his clients. I just know this is what he talks to them about. Like, ridiculous. Totally delusional. And I know he believes this, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, we talked about it in that video I put out about King's Griffin stars. He's a Saturn and Aries. This is a debilitated position with how you see reality, okay? He sees it the way he wants to see it, period. Okay, enough of Kenny. I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. And today we're doing another financial astrology update on AMC and a SPY DD you absolutely cannot get anywhere else. We're going over AMC's moon phases and the SPY's moon phases. Try to predict where the market and AMC is going to go coming into this next week or so, into the next new moon. And we're going to be going over certain dates that I also am going to be paying close attention to and why I would be looking at them. Welcome to the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. I'm your host, Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. Okay, guys, so go ahead and hit that like button to show me some love. If you're new here and haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe because you're not going to miss these DD videos that we're going to be putting out each and every week. Now, we're looking at the moon phase chart for AMC. If you guys don't know why the stock may trade with the moon phases, if you guys don't understand why the moon phases can kind of help us predict trends in the market, go ahead and watch how to trade the moon phase videos that I dropped a long time ago. We're not going to explain this. We're just going to get straight into the DD. Now, last week on the eclipse, we talked about how this eclipse was the anniversary of the eclipse that was over here that brought us to 70. Okay, we had a very similar setup going on this eclipse, and it did at one point look like we were squeezing, guys. Okay, at one point, we know the full moon pops can happen within 3 days before the full moon. We called it out in Discord that it looked like we're reversing, about to pop into the full moon. We sure enough did, okay? If you look right here, we went all the way from 971 2 days before the full moon. And then we hit, literally, we went all the way up to $14. That was a 46% gain, okay? And you guys remember this day when we were climbing up to the 14 and we broke this level of resistance that I put out on the last video, and it was looking like we're on our way. But I also said in my Discord I wasn't going to get excited until we hit the 1475 mark, because that's when we wouldn't have been back at the new moon phase and ready for the launch pad. So we didn't get there, guys. We did not get there. We actually pretty much, I mean, we spiked up there at one point, very close to it. But we really got rejected on that first line that I have drawn right here. So what does this tell me? Well, first of all, this looks weak, okay? I'm not gonna lie, it looks weak because we had the new moon over here. We fell underneath the new moon, and then on the full moon pop, we weren't on the launch pad, first of all. And I said, hey, we need to, if we start popping, I need to see us hit above this, and I need to see us hit above that line. And we didn't get there, okay, guys? So it looks like coming into Monday, we are going to have the first quarter moon already established because it happens on Sunday. And we know around these quarter moons, we can sometimes get reversals or big pops, okay? Doesn't happen every time, but those quarter moons, sometimes you can see right here, we're falling, then the quarter moon, a reverse right there, day after the quarter moon, we got a big pop. So you can see a lot of these quarter moons, we do get some interesting moves, okay? So I do expect us to potentially get some upside on Monday based upon that. Now, I also want to say that we didn't go back to this line, okay, from this full moon. So we stayed above it. That's cool. But as long as we stay above this $56 range, I'm pretty Gucci. If we go underneath that, I'm going to be buying, period, okay? Because what I'm expecting to happen, we're going to get one or two scenarios probably coming out right here. So I'm going to give you the bullish scenario and the bearish scenario coming out of this week. So we do have the quarter moon. I do think that it's a potential sign of this is near the bottom and we're going to start heading up into the new moon, which is going to be on May 31st. Okay. And I would like, I mean, the absolute most bullish scenario is we're around this new moon phase, and that's the $15 mark around at the beginning of this $15 level. And that's going to probably take us to the $18 ranges. However, we may just kind of bottom out right here and consolidate. And then 3 days before the new moon, we slowly start heading up. And I won't be surprised if we're still kind of in the same range, the high 12s or the low 13s coming into that new moon. Now, the absolute bearish scenario is this quarter moon is going to bring us down even more. And then we could break this level of resist or this support, which is around the 1077 based on the moon phases. Okay, we could break it, or we could just hit that support and then consolidate heading into that new moon. We've seen that so many times. Or we go underneath this $10 support, and I still have this line on this $8, the high $8, low $9 ranges. Okay, to be exact, it's at the 893-ish. Okay, and if we go anywhere near that, I am going to try to get as many shares as possible. Okay, but you can see that we did dip underneath that right before this full moon, and we bounced back above it really quickly. So I do think this eclipse is the bottom. I'm not gonna lie, I think this is the bottom, guys. But if it's not the bottom, then yeah, the high 8s is kind of possible. Okay, so I also want to talk to you guys about the Mercury retrogrades, because we did go into a Mercury retrograde, and I have a video on my channel about what Mercury retrogrades do to the stock market, so we're not going to get too deep into that. If you guys want a better understanding what Mercury retrograde typically can do in the market, you can read this page right here on this book, but you can see that during Mercury retrograde, it tends to be noticeable swings in the market, okay? So we're going to look over some of these swings we have on AMC on the Mercury retrogrades and on the SPY. Okay, so the Mercury retrogrades will be these little symbols right here with the R on the screen. And let me go ahead and make this bigger for you guys. Okay, and you can see at the beginning of Mercury retrograde, look at this, guys. This was, we kind of bottomed out for a second, but at the beginning of that Mercury retrograde, right, we're at this high $17 ranges, and then after that, a few days after that, we started heading down. Okay, and we're more than halfway through it, and we're starting to head up. Okay, now if I look at this Mercury if I look at the other Mercury retrograde that we have over here, we didn't really get anything going on with that one. Okay, nothing too noticeable. But look at this retrograde. This retrograde looked like instead of us taking us down, it took us up. And then at the end of the retrograde, it looked like that was the top, and then we started heading down since, right? Check out this Mercury retrograde. The first run. We hit our highs pretty much at the beginning of it, and then we went down, and then right before it started again, we started heading up again. Okay. So just to give you guys some dates to watch out for, Mercury will come out of retrograde on June 3rd, and literally a few days before that, we have the new moon. Okay, and doesn't GME have something going on around the June 2nd time frame? So food for thought, guys, food for thought. Okay, so you guys are going to find this interesting. This is the SPY, the orange line. We're comparing it to the SPY. Okay, look at the Mercury retrograde right here. All right, shortly after that Mercury retrograde, it fell. Okay, and now we could have found the bottom. It could start heading up. Now let's go to the previous retrograde. Look at this, okay? The SPY had a huge dip. And then a little bit before it started heading up. It's kind of looking like we're in the similar situation. One thing I want to mention about Mercury, guys, is Mercury rules information, news, the internet, okay? Aquarius rules the internet, but Mercury rules the information that's getting spread and broadcasted on the internet. So Mercury goes retrograde. It's a time of reflecting, not necessarily taking a lot of action. So when it comes out of retrograde, you could kind of almost predict there's going to be a lot of news. And Mercury retrogrades coming in or out of it are known to reverse the market, okay? And looking at the SPY moon phases, guys, you know, all my lines that I've been drawing, it's like it's been hitting perfectly, okay? It's just always to the bear side of things, unfortunately. But I drew this line in here, okay, in the last video based upon the moon phase, us breaking that support on the moon phases. And next support was way over here, okay? And look at where we hit, guys, all right? We literally got within $1 of that line, okay? So to me, that's almost a good sign, because we already hit that bottom according to the moon phases on the SPY, okay? So I'm actually happy we went ahead and already hit that low. So is there a possibility that we go back down there? Yes, but I don't really see us breaking this line right here, which is around 379, okay? But it does kind of look like the bottom based on that. But if we were to go ahead and break that level of support, the next level of support based on the moon phases, guys, all right, because that would be the new low over here, we'll be looking at the round 366. But I don't think that's happening, because we hit that support here and we started bouncing up then. And I don't know if that's like considered like somewhat of a doji candle or reversal candle, but it almost looks like it could be. Now it's the same thing. We you know, this quarter moon that we're about to go into on Monday, it's either going to pop us back up to around the $400 range, and then we can retest that, or it's going to probably hit us down to this 380 range. I don't think we're going to break the 380, but if we do, I told you that support. Now, again, the new moon will be on May 31st, so I'm looking for us to either consolidate or do a small uptrend leading into that. Pulling up the indicators, we're not really seeing anything significant with volume. If anything, the volume started dying after we came out of the waxing period. The MACD is wanting to you know, turn to the upside like AMC did last week, and the RSI is actually looking better than where it did on AMC. But honestly, nothing significant to really predict whether we're going to get the reverse or not. It's choppy, and that's exactly what they want us to feel like. So we're going to be paying attention to the new moon, which is going to be happening on the 31st. We're going to be paying attention to Mercury getting out of retrograde, which happens June 3rd. We're going to be paying attention to the Pluto retrograde that we've talked about in a couple of videos before. But I'm not going to overload you guys with too much. This is just what we're looking to immediately coming into next week, okay? So you guys let me know what you think's in the comments below. You guys let me know if you're still diamond handing. You guys let me know if you're still buying AMC. I know I'm still getting it. I know I'm still getting GameStop, okay? So you guys let me know how the eclipse went for you guys on a personal level. It was a Scorpio eclipse, guys, all right? So I know you guys are transforming. Put it in the comments below how you guys are transforming. Put it in the comments below how you guys are taking yourself out of that Scorpio energy and putting yourself more in the light, out of the hidden place, out of the darkness, transforming your life for the better, shooting out that sun energy, illuminating the world with your presence. You are special. You are needed. You are amazing. And you simply need to keep holding these shares so you can cash out later with the rest of the moon lords, the rest of the apes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm not worried, okay? Because I know eventually we're going to make this happen. And when we do, all you need to make sure is you're loaded up for the train, okay? So if you guys appreciate this, DD, go ahead and hit the like. I appreciate that. You guys go ahead and subscribe if you're new here. Check us out, the Market Moonlord Discord. Guys, I'm going to be dropping more specific dates and DD for AMC going forward. I'm going to be mixing it up a little bit, so stay tuned for that. And one last thing I want to say, not only did we start squeezing green on the MACD down here, which is a good sign, but if we look really closely on the daily right here, this orange line is the VWAP, and we hit it right there, okay, on that squeeze. The last time we were around that daily VWAP was on April 7th, guys, okay? So I truly believe that the end is near. I truly believe AMC is slowly gaining more strength. I appreciate each one of you guys for watching this video. I appreciate each one of the Moon Lords for watching this video. Someone mentioned that I call you guys, and it's just how I talk, but I understand it's not just guys who watch the video. So I appreciate each and every one of you all for watching this video. I appreciate you guys for subscribing. Guys, we hit 1,000 subscribers last week. We had the biggest AMC video that we ever had last week. It was absolutely amazing. So thank you guys for everyone who shared the video. Thank you. So I really do appreciate that. I appreciate it if you guys share this video too. Hit the like button. Until next time, I'm Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune, here to help you navigate through the illusions of life. You're watching the Market Moon Lord, where we merge the matrix with the stars. Until next time, peace.
Jason Alexander, the Blue Moon of Neptune.